Alrighty, rise and shine. It's currently 3:38 in the morning. I forgot how much I hated waking up at this time, but it's not as miserable as it seems. I actually also just did mail day yesterday, but that video was posted a while back. That's just how the schedule works. So this place is an absolute disaster. But guess what? It's flea market day. I'm going to Columbus Flea Market. This is the first time I've ever gone to Columbus Flea Market in my adult life. I don't know if I went in my child life. But I'm really excited. It just works out in my schedule that I can go there, and we have a really warm day today. So I figured today would probably be the best day that I can possibly go. So we'll see what it's like. Back to flea market season. Woke up early for this. A little bit over a 2-hour drive. Let's make it a good one. Let's try to find some treasure. What do you say? Columbus Flea Market. Maybe when we get there, the sun will be out. Let's do it. All right, well, we made it. Sunrise over there. This has been the most confusing setup so far. There is no signs for parking for customers. So I assume you just park here. I talked to some other guy who just wanted, he's like, yeah, just park here. I was like, all right. I'd be all over this if it wasn't a youth size. Youth, small, medium, that's not gonna fit. Nope.
Look at your single. Look at it.
You don't have any more shirts, do you?
I don't think I do.
Okay.
I don't. Unless they're in the back.
All right, so I paid $3 for this one. It's actually a pretty uncommon one, special mobile. Pretty hard to find. I bet there's not many listed on eBay, if there are any listed on eBay for Pennsylvania. All right, $2 for that motor oil can. Not a bad deal. Steven still had the oil in it. Crazy. All right, this flea market has me walking around 1,000 times. It is weird how it's all set up. Completely different. Like daily vendors are just setting up now. It's a mixture of everything and everything. You got brand new knockoff hats. You have antiques, you have kitchenware. It is literally everything and everything. There's also like no rhyme or reason for a lot of it.
you doing, John?
Hey, how's it going? I don't know if like these people who set up on these corners are like just like people who sell new stuff or old stuff, or because a lot of these things are like I don't know. They're new, and that's usually what happens with these. Under these places are always new stuff. All right, leaving the flea market now. When I got here, there was maybe 6 cars here. People are still coming in. That whole area over there is all packed with people. That area is packed. This whole thing is just slammed. More people coming in. There was probably 6 cars here, and this is packed all the way to the road. Insane. Insane. But other than my hips hurting, very successful day, fun day here at Columbus Flea Market. All right, so here's my lovely merchandise. Just a little recap on Columbus itself. One thing I do get asked a lot from a lot of friends in person is, have you ever been to Columbus? What do you think about Columbus Flea Market? And that's Columbus Flea Market, New Jersey. So this is the first time I ever went there. It's about a 2-hour drive from here, so it's a pretty decent drive. And that's 2 hours back, so it's 4 hours of just driving. In case you guys want to go there and you're wondering. It's a very large flea market. I wasn't expecting it to be as big as it was, and I understand, this is March. It's not the middle of flea market season. It's not July. It's not June. So with that said, obviously, the flea market can be even more packed than it already was. And from a couple other vendors, they said that usually a whole nother side of the flea market is open. So with that being said, I mean, I can't really make judgment on what the flea market was and how it really is during the summer, during flea market season. But there was a lot of stuff that I didn't like in terms of, I go to flea market, I like pre-owned stuff, I like used stuff, things that maybe came from a clean out, things that came from your attic, you're cleaning out your garage. That's the kind of stuff that I like. This flea market, I would say 30 to 35%, so about a third, is brand new, made in China, sunglasses, perfume, about 4,000 pairs of the same exact dress. If that's the kind of stuff you're interested in, this is probably a great place for you. But for an entire third of the flea market, that's what it was for me. At least that's what I saw. And then the rest of the 2/3 was just, like pre-owned goods. Some were antiques. Lots and lots of people selling CDs, DVDs, and records. Didn't really get to look at what genres anything was, but lots of people were selling that. Also saw a ton of people selling piles and piles of just clothes with maybe 30 or 40 pairs of sneakers. I don't know if those people might own one of those drop-off donation bins, very possible, and they just take that stuff there and just bring it to the flea market, because those drop-off bins are just clothes and shoes, so that would make sense. But those are kind of like what I got out of the whole flea market. It's not all of it, but if you're going there for antiques or house goods, there's going to be a very limited amount in terms of comparison to everything else. And now I said, also in the summer, it could be completely different, but that's what I saw, and that's what it was. So I found one guy who sold stuff for $0.25 each, which was kind of weird, but to each their own. So I got some wire, some brass, got this one die-cast Dale Earnhardt. It's not even die-cast. This is a model kit. Thought for $0.25, it's kind of cool. And then we got one Bruce Springsteen record. This was the only record that guy even had. And what I mean by that is the only record he had for sale. So maybe someone came and bought a ton, but this was the only one that was on the table. So that was kind of cool. Bruce Springsteen is someone who a lot of people like, or at least around here a lot of people like. I picked up this one license plate. This is going to probably be resold. It's not going to like my collection or anything. One thing I've noticed with doing this whole license plate project that's almost complete is there are so many different variants out there. And so many variants are very hard to find. There's not many out there. If you are a true collector, you probably don't have this piece. If you don't live in Pennsylvania, you definitely probably don't have this piece. So that's one of the things, like people out there who just try to collect so many license plates in every single kind, every single variant. There's just so many. There really is. Although this is a new plate, I did not do a whole thing of research. By the end of this video, or by the time this video comes out, there might be a couple on eBay. The lady apparently had 6. When I got there, she only had these 2 and then just a common. So I bought this one. There was another one that was a duplicate, but it was 9-1. This is 9-3. So I think she had 6 originally. And when I went by, probably an hour later, she didn't have any. So they all sold. So there probably will be another one on eBay. And whenever I did purchase this, I think I looked it up quickly, and there was one that sold for $45. That was an all blue. But that one wasn't on there. By the time this video is posted, maybe another one will be on there. My favorite piece is probably this t-shirt. It's an old Mets radio t-shirt from the 80s. Raglan. It's on, I think, a Screen Stars t-shirt. It is all stained here. But that was the only vintage apparel that I was able to pick up. One thing I would say is there were a ton of vintage t-shirt and vintage sports people there. I mean, a bananas amount of people. I probably saw 8 or 10 people just looking for t-shirts and jerseys and sweatshirts. Ran across one guy when I was leaving. He was walking around with stuff, and I actually know him from Instagram. He's pretty well known on Instagram world. You know, I'll let him have his piece because I don't know if he wants his exposure out there. But in the whole sports world of vintage clothes, he's got to be top 3 in the United States. So he even sources there. So yeah, it's very, very competitive. But very cool t-shirt. And then I grabbed one motor oil can, still filled. Only paid $2 for this. Not really worth a whole lot. But I do have a lot of friends who collect this motor oil. And they always look for different odds and ends and maybe more to add to their collection so they can trade. I know the motor oil cans has a big trading market at swap meets and stuff of that nature and meetups. So add that to someone else's collection. I'm sure I'll get something out of it in terms of some other trade piece. But other than that, awesome day. Great to go out there, Columbus. Great to experience it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed a fun treasure hunting video. Finally got out to a new flea market, and flea market season's almost here, so very, very excited. Subscribe down below for more treasure hunts. Catch you guys next time for next adventure. Until next time, have a great day. Keep living a dream. Peace.